All right. Hey, Facebook. Hope your day is going well. And whatever you may be watching us on, of course, you could be watching us on the app, the website, and also on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you have any questions on our Facebook Live, that's kind of the comments that we're looking at right now. Make sure to ask them. You know, I was woken up by thunder last night. I know we were tracking that dry line like I was talking about during midday's newscast. I was saying, hey, you know, watch for the dry line because that could help spark up some showers and thunderstorms in West Texas.
Yeah.
Sure enough, it did. And we actually had showers and thunderstorms travel across Bexar County last night into this morning.
We did, and man, we had some really strong storms move through the Del Rio and Brackettville area. Severe weather moved through, and damaging wind was a big issue out there.
And a few damaging wind reports too. I believe trees uprooted, right? And then roof damage too.
Yeah, some roof damage reports too. So haven't seen much more beyond that this morning, but hopefully everyone made it through last night unscathed. But we do have more chances for strong to severe storms later on.
But it's mainly going to be east of San Antonio tonight into Wednesday morning, mainly Wednesday morning. So we'll be watching a cold front. Now this cold front's not going to knock our temperatures down from today into tomorrow. In fact, we're still going to stay unseasonably warm. We'll just be watching a healthy line of showers and thunderstorms over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then that line's going to move south over central Texas and eventually impact parts of South Texas. Now, most of the weather models have been pretty consistent with this strong, healthy line of storms ahead of that front, kind of fizzling out once it reaches San Antonio. So cross our fingers, that's kind of what we're hoping for overnight into Wednesday morning.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why the threat for severe weather for us is a little bit lower. And we're going to get more into that here in just a moment. First of all of our locations showing temperatures in the 70s, some though reaching closer towards 80 degrees right now. The allergy report, just a quick update on it. Everything light except mold. Mold's coming in heavy, so that could be bothering
why my eyes are kind of watering a little bit today.
Yeah, you see temperatures out there sitting in the 70s to 80s. So a warm start to our day. We're going to see those temperatures really go up this afternoon, up to around 90 degrees. And we're going to see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. But then the cloud cover builds in tonight, and you already see rain chances starting to arrive by 8 p.m., 10 p.m., and even into midnight. But they'll go up. This severe weather threat is really going to be more into tomorrow morning after midnight. Right now, things are quiet. Looking across the Lone Star State, further on off towards the north, that's where a lot of the storms are actually going to come from. Actually, accidentally zoomed out to the west where we had storms yesterday.
Yeah.
Let me
here, I'll move the mouse over here.
Thanks.
There you go.
Let me actually show where we're seeing some of the storm development, or where we're expecting the storm development in Texas later today.
It's going to be the Red River area.
Yeah, you already see a few of those showers and storms up there. That more shower and thunderstorm activity, though, is expected to develop later on today, and that will push south.
So I am going to add the shower and thunderstorm activity you see over East Texas moving into western Louisiana. That's not why we have severe weather in the forecast over Wednesday morning. That cold front still well to our north over the Central Plains, and once that front dives south, that cap will kind of erode a little bit over Oklahoma and parts of North Texas, and then they're looking at the strong line of shower storm. One to add. Now, I know that they had a threat of severe weather last week a couple of times in DFW, but this situation is going to be different. They had a strong cap in place over DFW, so kind of different scenario. That cap's expected to erode. Showers and thunderstorms will really move in, so it's not going to really be this pop-up isolated supercells that we're watching for. It's more of a line, intense line of showers and storms. So there's the bullseye there. That's that level 4 out of 5, a moderate risk up in Texas, including the Red River area and east of Oklahoma City. We drop it down to a level 3 enhanced risk. That just means scattered severe thunderstorms are possible over parts of central Texas. So this is Waco, Temple, Killeen, Gatesville, Comanche, to a level 2 risk over Williamson, so that's Georgetown, into County, that's Austin, so we're still looking along the I-35 corridor, and then we're dropping it down to a level 1 marginal risk here at home in Bexar County. And one thing to note about the recent severe weather outlook, it's shifted a little to the northeast. So it doesn't include, surrounding around Bexar County. In fact, it only includes a little portion of Bexar County.
Yeah, and you see that green area where it really cuts off kind of closer on into Gillespie and Kerr counties and Kendall counties. Much of the severe weather is going to be east of your area. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have a chance for an isolated strong to severe storm in the hill country, but much of the strong to severe storms are going to be east of you.
Yeah. So if you have family that maybe friends that live in level 4 moderate risk or even the level 3 enhanced risk, make sure you just give them a heads up to stay weather aware tonight into Wednesday morning. Give them a heads up, just make sure keeping track of that.
Yeah, and to check out the timeline too, let's see when some of these storms could start to approach our area. Again, it is going to be a little bit quieter, and guys, I'm checking out something on my computer here. Just give me 1 second, but it's going to be a little bit quieter today. There's that sunshine we were talking about this afternoon, was rising into the 90s.
And I know a lot of you are asking about certain areas in South Texas, so I'm hoping that this hour by hour kind of answers your question with the clouds and radar. So like Andrew was just saying, a lot of us in the upper 80s and low 90s will have a brief period of a mostly sunny sky, but then that cloud cover is just going to build right back in after 7 p.m. tonight. Now, we will keep a slim rain chance today, but it's mainly just some spotty brief showers and thunderstorms late afternoon into early evening. A lot of us will stay dry this afternoon into tonight. So the rainiest day on our 7-day will really be tonight into Wednesday morning after midnight.
And, San Antonio isn't expected to pick up too much rain. Last night we picked up in Bexar County area a little less than a inch. So we're not expecting too much rain from this tonight. Much of the rain, again, is going to be off to the east, and we'll show that rainfall map here in just a second.
So now things start getting a little dicey over Central Texas right around 4 a.m. So this is when most of us are asleep. Thunderstorms start getting a little noisy toward the area. This is when we'll have to watch for any severe thunderstorm warnings if there is a watch in place by chance. So that's something our KINS 5 weather team will keep our eyes on. This is 4 a.m. Most of us asleep, still before sunrise. This is 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Notice the bright purples near Hallettsville, Gonzales, San Marcos, Austin area. This is when large hail will become a concern. And not only that, but since this cold front is kind of making these showers and thunderstorms form a line, we'll have to watch for a damaging wind gust up to 65, maybe even 70 miles an hour along the leading edge. So along the leading edge of those thunderstorms, that's when we'll watch for the damaging wind threat. And then within that line, we could see, up to quarter size and inch in diameter hail. So maybe keep the car in the garage, especially if you're east of San Antonio overnight to Wednesday morning. I know a lot of us are staying at home. So the good news is we don't have to worry about this for the morning commute as much.
Yeah, and you see that a majority of those storms, again, expected to be kind of further on off to the east, almost closer to our friends in Houston, but that does not mean that we won't see a strong to severe storm ourselves.
So highest rainfall coverage, higher rainfall totals will be east of San Antonio. And this is exactly what I was talking about. This is, of course, one weather model's perspective, but most of the weather models show that line kind of fizzling out once it reaches San Antonio. So this is showing you that line kind of fizzling out once it reaches Bexar County. So looking at showers, not ruling out a few rumbles of thunder, but I think the higher severe weather threat will be over northern and northeastern counties. So San Marcos, New Braunfels, don't let your guard down. Floresville, Seguin, Gonzales, Hallettsville, you guys will just have to watch for any strong to severe thunderstorms early Wednesday morning. I'd say right around sunrise. So we'll continue to walk through the timing here. So this is 6 a.m.
And then as we continue through the timeline closer towards 8 a.m., if some of you do have to make a morning commute tomorrow, if you do have to head into work, this is what we're seeing. Victoria, Port Lavaca, you see the storms are going to be closer along the coastal bend, but a few lingering storms possibly in Hallettsville and Gonzales. And then moving through even further, you'll notice by about 10 o'clock, storms really start to move out. Maybe some lingering ones in the Victoria area and just east of and northeast of Beeville, but it's going to be a lot drier by Wednesday afternoon, we're thinking. I think we'll still have some lingering showers here and there. And the timeline's going to take us really far through here. Let me try to pause it a little bit. This is going to get us closer on towards Wednesday afternoon at about 4:30. Notice a few spotty showers possible by 6:30. Much drier look. You see a lot of sunshine there, and that will continue overnight. Well, rather, dry conditions will continue overnight, Wednesday night into Thursday, and we are going to have beautiful weather for Thursday. It's still going to be warm, but it is going to be dry.
Yeah, so not as humid. So that's what that cold front's really going to do. It's just going to reinforce the dry air. We'll have a breezy north wind on the backside of that front. So keep in mind, gusts maybe 25 up to 30 miles an hour possible during the day on Wednesday. Also, if you didn't see much rain over your area, unfortunately, after Wednesday morning, we're not going to have rain in the 7-day for quite some time. We do have a slim rain chance on Sunday. It's only a 20%, but still some inconsistencies with weather models on our rain chances for the second half of our weekend. So still a lot of us are going to be dry over the next 7 to 10 days.
So the next 7 days, by the way, let's take a look at some of those rainfall totals that we could see. Let me scroll down here. Computer's frozen up just a little bit on me. But here's a look at some of our rainfall expectations for the next 7 days. You see that areas west of I-35 could see no rain at all. That's some areas. I think that we're still going to get some spots that see some rain, but that's where our lower chances for rain over the next 7 days will be, west of I-35. East of I-35, we're talking about mainly possibly a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch for some spots, but you see even smaller amounts for San Antonio, maybe less than 1/10 inch in some spots within Bexar County. And then you'll start to see more of that 1/2 inch when you get east of Victoria, and then higher amounts for our friends closer towards Houston, where they could see 1 inch or more of rain. So that's kind of the cutoff.
Yeah, so this is going to be through next Tuesday. That's kind of that timeline. So today through next Tuesday.
And that lets you know that it will be a little bit drier after this front moves through and these storms move through for overnight tonight and into Wednesday. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast, Tuesday through Wednesday. Notice Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning, that's when those storms are going to move in. Sunday, bringing % chance for rain. You notice these rain chances all below 50%. So they're lower chances. Temperatures bringing 80s to 90s for highs. And check out that warm up by the time of the weekend.
First weekend of May.
Yeah, it is going to be a hot start to May. And it looks like humidity will also be on the rise around that time. So it's going to feel even hotter. It will likely feel like the triple digits there on Sunday.
Yeah, especially for, I think a lot of us will be in the upper 90s by Friday and Saturday, mainly toward, Cotulla, Tilden, Eagle Pass, those areas, our southern and southwestern counties could definitely be just 2 degrees from 100, which I'm not looking forward to. So
yeah, it's going to be really warm. But you know what? Tomorrow we may start off with storms. That shows up on our state park forecast. But by the afternoon, look at all that sunshine. So this is for tomorrow. This is our forecast for the Texas state parks on Wednesday. And notice the noon. If you wanted to maybe head out to the state parks, it's looking great. I will say one state park that may be a little bit difficult to visit. It's going to be really breezy. And the state park that's actually behind all this, that is Enchanted, and it's not a state park, it's a state natural area rather. That's Enchanted Rock State Natural Area. I actually took that photo, and I will tell you, on top of Enchanted, it is going to be very windy. So that may be one that you may want to try to pass, but any of the other ones I'm sure are going to be great to go visit. And with the drier air settling in, it should be beautiful weather to do that for Wednesday and into Thursday as well. But all day Thursday will be nice. Just remember, Wednesday morning storms, by noon things quiet down, and the afternoon should be beautiful at those Texas state parks. Looking at the 8 to 14 day forecast, looking beyond the 7-day, looks like we could have average rainfall, so not too much expected. Your 8 to 14 day outlook for the temperature shows that we could be getting closer towards average conditions. So that would be more of the mid 80s. So maybe we could get a little bit of a cool down because those 90s are not normal.
Yeah, the upper 90s too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going
to. I want to show one more thing though. So let's bump it over to
the Texas cities.
Yeah, the Lone Star 3-day forecast. Notice that much of the state dealing with a little bit of storms, dealing with storms there for Wednesday as well. and then you see the drier conditions really settle in, not just for us, but for everybody on Thursday. And everyone gets those warmer conditions, 80s and 90s.
You know, we were talking about kind of the temperatures and stuff like that. So, of course, it is going to be hot over the weekend. But, of course, we're going to talk more about the severe weather outlook for tonight into Wednesday morning. Just make sure to stay weather aware, especially if you live east of San Antonio. That's Cuero, Gonzales, New Braunfels as well, San Marcos, and for areas along the I-35 corridor, just like Austin, Waco, Temple, up into DFW. Just stay weather aware today and tonight, and just watch for any, any of the line that starts to move through, especially right around midnight.
Yeah, and if you have any friends that live off to the northeastern part of the state, give them a phone call, make sure they're aware of all this. We want to make sure everybody stays safe. So, guys, we hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll be on, of course, later on today. Meteorologist Meagan Massey on
I'll be with
noon.
Midday, on midday.
She's on for noon. We're going to have our weather classroom today at 1 o'clock. We're going to talk about it's Tropical Tuesday. We're going to talk about the hurricane hunters, the people who fly into these hurricanes. There's two groups. You got the Air Force Reserves, and then they fly C-130Js, Super Hercules. And then you have the NOAA Corps, which flies out of Lakeland, Florida. Air Force Reserves, they fly out of Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi. NOAA Corps flies out of Lakeland, Florida. And they fly P-3 Orions and Gulfstream 4s. So most of the aircraft in the hurricanes are prop planes, but they have a jet that actually flies above the hurricane and gathers data. So a lot of cool stuff to talk about. That's going to be at 1 o'clock. We're going to talk about hurricane hunters, what they do and why it's so important. And then, of course, I'll be on at 4 o'clock today, and Weather Chief Bill Taylor on at 5, 6, and 10. So, guys, we hope you have a great one.